everyone. Welcome to Clicks and Codes from ALX Africa. Clicks and Codes is where one click unlocks all the codes you need to thrive on your Salesforce journey. We're back diving into the world of Salesforce, and if you're ready to level up your career in today's tech-driven world, you're in the right place. It's no secret. Salesforce skills are in high demand globally. With ALX Salesforce Associate and Administrator program, you'll gain essential knowledge and real-world skills to launch your career. Plus, it's open all year round. This is all part of ALX All Access. For just $5 per month, you can unlock the entire ALX ecosystem and get more than just Salesforce training. Access our hubs, be part of our community, join in events, and learn multiple programs at once. It's your future multiplied. Ready to stop dreaming and start doing? Click the link in the description and kick off your Salesforce journey with ALX All Access today.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Clicks and Codes. I'm Tendai Ndumo, a community analyst, and I'm very thrilled to be here today. So today's topic is about finding your tribe, how to network for impact. And we're going to be diving into how to build meaningful networks and use networks as catalysts for impact and growth. Whether you're just starting or you've already started your journey and you're here to deepen your influence, this conversation will help you reimagine what networking really means. And to unpack this with us is someone so special, someone so beautiful, who embodies the spirit of community. She's passionate about community building. She's a 4-time Salesforce specialist and a community lead and a software engineer with 5 years of experience, guys, both in technical and digital ecosystems. So I've already said it, and I'm more willing and so honored to introduce to you our guest for today, Eve. Please, Eve, how are you doing? And welcome to Clicks and Codes.
I'm good, Tendai. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to have this conversation. Thank you. You equally look beautiful, and I'm excited for this conversation.
Thank you so much. So, let's just get started. I'm sure everyone here wants to hear who Eve is, with all these many heads. I'm sure everyone just wants to hear who Eve is and what Eve is about. So, for someone who's just starting, their journey, how did you find yourself here? Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to be this woman with many heads.
Okay, thank you. So, I'd say I chose to be malleable. I was like, I'm still young. This is the time to experiment and try out the careers that come on my way. So, as you've said, initially I didn't start in the tech ecosystem. I started in the agribusiness ecosystem. I pursued agribusiness, Bachelor in Science of Agribusiness Management at the University of Nairobi. So, and after graduating, then I landed my first role in a fintech company. Now, this is where I was working with tech experts. People were good in the technical areas. And I was very curious, what do they do? I really wanted to know what they do, because I had seen the impact the software that created was the impact that had been created within the community. So that's where my journey within the community started. And my first community, the community that I first built, were farmers. It's by interacting with farmers, helping them access financial services. But then I really wanted to know what is the technicality behind what I'm presenting to the customers, because for me, I was presenting the end product. So when COVID came, that's when I transitioned into the tech ecosystem and I decided to pursue software engineering. I started as a software engineer, then landed my first technical role in a software agency company in Ghana, relocated from Kenya to pursue that career. And it was exciting. It was something that I've never done. And it was my first time, like packing my whole life into suitcases and saying, let me see what life has to offer. Then when working in the fintech, not in the fintech company, in the software agency company, that's where they introduced Salesforce as one of the product. And my technical lead was like, you have a background in business and tech. I believe Salesforce will be a good in merge, or it will be a best way to intertwine both worlds together and see what we can do. So that's how I started pursuing that's how I entered into Salesforce ecosystem, and I loved it from the first day. Before my technical lead mentioned Salesforce, I didn't know about Salesforce. I didn't know there was a CRM platform by the name Salesforce. So it was also new to me. And that's how I started my Salesforce journey. And building the community now came as a result of this journey, because now we were different people who were trying to find their space in the Salesforce ecosystem, but we didn't find people who can help us, or a community within where we were who can help us now go into that line of Salesforce. So when we merged to come out on the other side, get certified, we said, okay, let's build a community for others so that they find it easier, as compared to us we had our own ups and downs before we got our footing into the ecosystem. And that's how I'm here today, and I'm excited to be here again.
Oh my God. Oh wow. And I like how relatable your story is. I always love it when I meet people who share a similar path with me, because I also wasn't in tech. God knows I didn't even think I was going to end here. I started in education, and it is COVID that got me thinking tech, because now I'm here stranded in the house. Let me think outside the box, and what better way to move, and that's how I got into tech, because I needed to keep busy while in the house. So I love that COVID really pushed us off our limits, and
Exactly.
now we're here.
Yeah. A friend was asking me, is COVID a setup, or was it a setup, or was it something that accelerated us into the next stage? But that's a conversation for another day.
It was definitely an accelerator. All right. So let's talk about connection. People always hear networking and think it's all about exchanging business cards, sliding into people's DMs. But for you, what does authentic networking actually mean? I'm seeing you're already from a farming community. Now you're in Salesforce. What does it actually look like?
So what I've come to realize about networking, there's no manual for networking. So you have to find first, we have different personalities. So you have to know who you are for you to effectively network with the other person. And as much as people say, let's build relationship, let's build long-term relationship, what I've come to realize about networks, they can be short-term, they can be long-term, and there are people whom we can meet and even never interact with them again. So what I've allowed myself is to I've allowed myself sometimes to say, okay, I had a good interaction with this person. I hope we could collaborate together, but if it doesn't work out, it's still fine. So when I go into networking events, sometimes I have people in mind that I want to talk to, and sometimes I don't know even who to speak to. So when I know I have someone in mind that I need to talk to, I normally do a background research on them to understand, okay, who is this person? And when I interact with them, I quote their work, I refer to their work. So they normally get excited when you're talking about what they do. So that's one thing that I've learned about networking. So when I'm intentionally meeting someone, I'd like the conversation to be around what they do and see how I can come in and partner with them. But in a setting where I don't know who is who, so I normally just go and in case I get a business card, well and good. In case I get a LinkedIn connection, well and good. So after the event, I normally sit down, put down all the people I've met today that I feel we could collaborate, or there is something that we can work on together. And after that, I write them a message and I say, oh, it was a pleasure meeting with you today. I hope we will collaborate, but if we don't, it's still fine. And all the best in what you do, because I loved the work you do. So again, the conversation will be around them. So what I've come to realize, there are people I might find something we can collaborate with in the short term, and there are people that I might never even talk to, but once in a while I'll find, okay, wow, I'm doing this project. Why shouldn't I contact maybe Tendai and see how we can partner with her because she's also in the same line of what I'm doing. And I've come to realize people are more willing to collaborate, and especially if you add value and you show you understand what you do. So I can say that is my brief introduction on networking. So what I've learned to do is to categorize the networks that I meet: long term, short term, and medium term. Or sometimes I'm okay if the network doesn't bring something in fruition. So it's not always about, oh, like, let's do this, let's collaborate. It's good that I met this person. They inspired me for the time that I got to interact with them, and it's fine. Yeah. So
Oh
that's
my
it.
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in class now. I'm in class now. All right. Well, part of what you do is exactly what I do. You know, authenticity is, it comes in different forms. And I like it when you say there's no manual for this thing. What works for you might not work for me. So with me, it's always me. I'm the social butterfly in events. I talk to everyone. So for the ones, maybe the guest speakers, I'll look them up quickly as they're giving their speeches or whatever. I look them up quickly, read about them, so that when I eventually approach them, I already know a little thing about them. And people love that. People love people who want to know something about them. And people will give you attention when you have some sort of link to them, like, hey,
Yeah.
I saw you posted about this and this the other day. Oh my God, I loved your article, and I'm hoping we can do this. And it always works best when things are done like that. And I love it. I think what I'm taking from you today will be to categorize my connections as well, like long term, short term, maybe never meeting them again as well.
Exactly.
So
Which
that,
is
yeah,
fine.
not everyone is in the same space. Yeah, I really love that. All right. So would love if you could share how you started building your own tribe, specific to the Salesforce community now, and for the sake of the listeners, a tribe is your close-knit community, your support group, like those people, those go-to people that you can say, okay, anything Salesforce, no, I'm going to go to ABC. How did you get to start with the building process?
Okay. So I normally say you need a community to build a community. You also need to be supported because it's not easy building a community. So what I came to realize, I didn't go choosing people. I want to work with this person. I want to work with this person. I want to work with this person. I found myself in a tribe. Since the company introduced Salesforce as a product, a team of the software developers who are brought on board were my tribe. Because now we are trying something new together. We are learning together. We're exploring this Salesforce ecosystem. So that ended up being my first tribe. I didn't choose them. It was chosen, but I said, okay, these are the people around me. Like we said about networks, there's something that I also look at: leverage. How can I leverage the people around me? How can I be of service, and how can they be of service to me? That is one thing. So that was the first tribe that I built, that came together. I didn't build them. I just took the people around my circle, around my life. The people were doing the same thing. We're heading the same direction. We have the same mission, and we became the first tribe. And since we're exploring something new, we had to meet often, either once in a week. And we said, okay, since we can't be the only ones who are building a tribe, let's involve other people within the community. Because looking for Salesforce opportunity as individual is not easy. Why can't we now come together as a community and say, okay, we are a community of Salesforce developers here, or Salesforce specialists here in Ghana or Kenya or Zimbabwe or South Africa, and we are open to get opportunities. Then people can understand, okay, there is a community here. There is even Salesforce in the African ecosystem, being a tribe and a community. And yeah, we brought more people on board.
Oh wow. Oh, sounds like you have it easy. Hey,
Yeah, no, it
if you
wasn't.
already found your community.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
mean, if your community found you, then I mean, come on. Some of us had to start from scratch. So with me, what happened, like my close knit people, like that are my go-to persons. I love going to events. Lord knows I live for events, especially now that I'm an adult. Can't really be out there, moving around. My only free time is weekend. So I always look for tech events on weekends because I'm into data analysis. So that is my community. I always look for events where I go to, meet like-minded people, and even people that can teach me something, because I don't want to go there and meet people who are only into data, but I meet people who are software engineers, people who are developers, just to learn and to broaden my mindset and my scope as well. So yeah, that's how I'm finding and I'm building my tribe as well. I have tech buddies, people that I go to events with, like, hey, did you see there's an event by Salesforce? Hey, did you see that community is having an event? Do you want us to go and check it out? Meet people, network. That's how I am building my tribe. So yeah, I think that's an interesting way to meet new people and to keep
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
yeah, closer. I think it's always great if we keep it fun, because we are doing what we love. And what better thing to meet the people who love what you do and you love it together. All right. Oh, I love your story, and I think it's very relatable.
So for me, it's different. You said you're a social butterfly. You love going to events. For me, I had to force myself to go
Oh
out,
my
to
God.
put myself out there. I just love being behind my laptop, doing my own things, like
Mm,
having my being in my own cocoon. But I realized in this life, for you to propel yourself and to put yourself out there, it comes with a lot of benefits. So yeah, so from that experience and meeting different people and the excitement, the fulfillment you meet, you have when you meet people who are in the same space, who are trying to do the
mhm,
same thing, has
mhm.
pushed me now to put myself out there, regardless whether I'm feeling like going out or I don't feel like going out. So yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Oh, wow. You see, now community is forcing you to break out, to be
Yeah.
outgoing, to be that person who goes out and looks for things rather than this person who stays. So, yeah, it's always good, looking at these benefits that you now have. Now you don't really get to stay indoors and be behind your laptop. You get to be out there and actually meet these people like in real life, and make those really meaningful connections. All right. So looking at your journey, was there a connection or a relationship that completely shifted your career path? Maybe opened doors for you. Just one. Just one.
Just I have three, so I don't know which one to go for.
Go for the one with the most impact.
Um, Let me say, like my current role, I was referred by a community lead from us from the same group, the Salesforce user group Ghana, and yeah, I went for several interview and I got the role, and I am excited and I'm happy, uh, with the job that I'm doing currently and the company that I work with remotely. So I'm excited. I think that connection totally changed the trajectory of what I do. It opened my eyes to know that the CRM ecosystem is big. It's not just Salesforce. We have also other things that are happening within the ecosystem, and we have other tools that you can leverage on. That even the companies that use Salesforce don't just use Salesforce; they use other CRM platforms. So I'd say that connection really, really put me up for, I'll say, something exciting and something great. So yeah, and I am a product of a great connection. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
grateful for that.
You see why I say our stories are the same, because that's exactly how I had my big break as well. Someone recommended me and I grew from there, you know. And it's always great looking back and be like, okay, had this person not said something about me to someone, where would I
Mhm.
be? So
Yeah,
again, the power of connection. Someone just has to say something about you to, get you out there, and you are set up for life.
yeah,
I
and the
love it.
person can only refer you. It's up to you for you to fight for that role or for that position. The only thing that they are
100%.
doing, they are putting you one step ahead and
Hmm.
introducing you to the room. So your
Hmm.
skills, your technique whatever it takes, it's now up to you to defend it and to get that opportunity. So a referral is not the end. That it's not because I was referred by Tendai, now I get this role. No, it's you have to fight to get it in a good way, not a real fight. Yeah,
100%. You have your foot in the door, but can you really take yourself inside? So
exactly.
putting in the work is key, even with
Yeah.
connections. I'm so honored to be the one to have this conversation with you. And looking at what I saw on your LinkedIn, you are giving so much into the Salesforce community, mentoring, leading, speaking. What drives you to keep showing up and contributing so much? What is that thing that is driving you to keep showing up?
What drives me, I would say, is my purpose. So someone once asked me, between community, like being a community lead and being hands-on on the laptop, what do you love the most? So those are two different things. So I had to sit down and realize what is my purpose and what is my passion. So I realized, yes, I'm passionate about developing and doing technical stuff, but my purpose is being inclined towards building the community. And what I'm majorly passionate about is creating employment opportunity for people in the tech ecosystem, not just Salesforce, because I don't want to limit myself within the Salesforce ecosystem. Yes, you know me from the Salesforce angle, but I do a lot even outside the Salesforce ecosystem. In fact, what I do outside the Salesforce ecosystem is more as compared to what I do in the Salesforce ecosystem, but I speak more on the Salesforce side of things, or that is the side that is more amplified. So the fact that I want to see more people winning, more young people being in the tech space and getting employed, and not just normal employment, but decent employment. I'd say that is what is keeping me going, because I don't want to be the only person who is benefiting from what I do. I want also to see people from my community getting more employment opportunity and getting access to even other opportunity to also speak, to also contribute in the tech ecosystem. So I think that's what drives me. I don't want to do it for me. I also want to see others winning. So that's my driving factor. Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness, that is so awesome. That is a very, very, I don't know, perfect answer. Because yeah, if you have a purpose, then definitely you have somewhere you're going. And I
Yeah,
love it when you say you don't want to win alone. You don't want to eat alone. You
yeah,
want to carry everyone with you. And I
yeah,
always love, every time when someone says, "Hey T, thank you so much for ABC. Maybe let me have your bank details. I want to appreciate you." I'm like, no, please don't. Just pay it forward.
yeah.
It's a great motivator for someone to know that you did that for them, and you are happy, you are content with it. It's always great. So I love it for the purpose. And yeah, I hope a lot of, and even our listeners as well, can tap into that, having the purpose, so that it doesn't get tiring along the way. We keep on
Yeah.
reminding ourselves why we are doing the things that we do. And yeah, be happy when we see things coming out the way we want them to come out. All
Yeah.
right. So
But again, I'm not always like, hey, I'm happy, I'm doing this, I'm excited. There are days I'm like, oh God, I don't have this strength. Yes, I feel this is what I want to do, but I don't have this strength. So there are days
oh,
when I can hibernate for a few days, a few weeks, and say, okay, I need to recharge now to now push others, because you also need to take care of yourself for you
mhm,
to take care of others. So
100%.
I'd say there's also those moments where I'm like, "Ah, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel scared. I don't want to do this, but I have to do it." Yeah. So yeah, it comes with all the both sides of things. There are both sides. There are two sides of the story. So there are days when I'm really happy to do it, and there are days I'm like, I don't have it all figured out. But regardless, we're going to do this. Yeah.
And that is valid. That it's a good thing you're mentioning it. It's valid. People think because you show up smiling, then you've got all the energy. You have everything
Yeah.
in it to show up. It's a great thing that you're mentioning this, so that even the ones who are starting up, even the ones feel like they are losing direction can always tap into that thing. Okay, if Eve, who is a specialist with so many heads, can feel like this, then I'm okay to feel like this. And it's okay to take some time for self-care. Wow, really love it. All right. So, for someone who's listening and who feels, like maybe they don't really have anything to offer yet, because we can't really be anything to offer, full stop, anything to offer yet, what would you tell them about showing up or finding their tribe? What would your advice be?
I don't think there's someone who doesn't have anything to offer.
Yet.
I feel that yeah, like the way we are uniquely built to do things uniquely. So there is something that you're good at. There's always something that you, even if you don't have, let's say, maybe what makes the person feels like, oh, I don't have anything to bring to the table, is the fact that they're comparing themselves with someone else. But as we've spoken about authenticity, so what is in your story that you can bring to the table? Because for me, even when speaking to you, Tendai, what I'm doing is I'm picking from my experiences, from the experiences that I've had, building a community among farmers, building a tech community, and all the experiences that I've gathered over time is what that is giving me confidence to do this. And if you feel you don't have anything to bring to the table, then you need to work on your confidence and competence. So okay, let me understand what I do, so that even if you're having a discussion around this topic, since I'm competent, I'm confident to talk about it. Since I've gone through this experience, I've experienced this, I've built this project, it worked out, it didn't work out, but I have something to speak about. So just if you feel inadequate, or you feel you don't have anything to bring to the table, just work from within to be more competent. And just remember, you always have something. You have to leverage with what on your story to bring something on the table. Yeah.
Leverage on your story to bring something to the table. I'm always joking when people say, so what do you bring to the table? Like, if I don't really have anything to bring to the table, I'll be the table. Bring something to me,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Competence and confidence,
Confidence.
Yes. I'm hoping our listeners are taking that with them, because I am taking that with me, just learning to show up in my natural form. And, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, get up, try again. Right. So, what are the some of the practical ways one can show up and contribute to a community meaningfully, especially for beginners?
Get involved. First thing is show up. Yeah, like you say, show up to events even when you don't feel like me, the way I just don't want to go to leave my house. Leave the house. The first thing is to show up, and then, okay, these people are building this community. What can I offer? Be of service. What can I offer to this community? Yes, I'm good at graphic. I can help them design their posters. I'm good at marketing. I can help them with marketing of the event. I'm good at social media. I can offer to be a social media manager for the community. So what can you, even if you feel you don't have anything to do, you've never even tried, let's say, social media management, why don't you offer your services, since it's volunteering, and say, okay, yeah, I'm ready to learn as I do it. So I'll say some of the ways you can be of benefit is to learn while doing. Yeah, to learn while doing it. So because it's different when you learn manually, just take notes, read through something. But now when you're when you're on the road, yeah, when you're on the road, it's different, because now you're tamarking, you're running, you have to do something to make things work. You have to learn skills. And even when you go to interview, you can say, okay, to interviews, you can say, I worked on this campaign, I did this, it worked like this, we brought these people on board. So I'd say just offer to do something. Okay, yes, I cannot be speaking at events, but I can do social media management. I can do marketing. Like, there's something you can do. If there's something you can do, you just have to show up and put yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone, all those things that people say. There's so much benefit. So you start easy, start simple, start with one step the time. And if it
100%.
becomes so hard, get a mentor. Tell them, okay, I want to do this. I'm shy. Please, could you hold my hand, or could you teach me how to do this? And I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. And, what you're saying is very valid. And I'm also connecting it to what you said before, that you had to stop being this person who's behind the laptop all the time and get out there, showing up with intentionality as well. Don't just show up, be intentional about it. And
Exactly.
yeah, getting out of your comfort zone, showing up and actually being involved, learning as you do. I really love that a lot, because I'm one advocate for learning and doing,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for that. What I can also say to someone who's beginning, you do not have a manual. You've already said it. If there's no manual for this thing, if it works out, it works out fine, cool, we are happy. If it doesn't, it's okay. It's good to fail. At least you have somewhere to learn from. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's always go out there, do something. If it fails, you get up and you try again. That's how we learn. So I hope if there are any beginners in our audience, guys, just show up with intentionality and everything will work itself out. All right. So let's talk personal branding. Now that I've got a community, I have to make sure that I talk about myself. I put myself out there for people to see that I'm walking the talk. How important is personal branding, for someone who's trying to grow in a community, maybe like Salesforce or whatever community someone might be trying to grow in. How important is personal branding? Or how important is it for you, since you are this great, amazing woman that we are with today?
Okay, what I understand by personal branding is how do you present yourself publicly, uniquely, on what you can offer? How do you tell your story, your value, your experiences? How do you bring them to the table for you to offer value from what you have and also gain value? So it's not about give, it's also a matter of give and take. Yeah. So that's what I understand by personal branding. And I came to realize with personal branding, there's a way I perceive myself and there's a way the world perceive me. So those are two different things. So I might think, oh, I'm this, and I'm such and such a person, but that's not how someone else thinks. Someone will say, oh, you're outspoken, but I don't think I'm outspoken. The way you've spoken about I can say the way you've spoken about that I do amazing things in the Salesforce ecosystem, but that's not how I want to be perceived. I want to be perceived as someone who is in the tech ecosystem, not just Salesforce, because I've done business management, I've done software development. How do I integrate software development, Salesforce, CRM, and the tools that I've learned to tell my story and actually get myself out there? So perception is, yeah, when you think about Salesforce in Ghana or Africa or Kenya or wherever, yeah, Eve can be among the names that I'll mention, but that's not what I think about myself, you see. So I'll say with personal branding, you have to merge your story and what you're perceived and find a footing on how best you can present yourself out there. So it's a work in progress for me. That's what I would say. I'm still working on it to find a better way to tell my story and to get support on the work that I do. But what I can say, don't stop telling your story. This is not how I used to speak about myself. This is not how I used to tell my story. But with exposure, finding myself in a podcast. This is the second podcast in my entire life. The first one was in person, I think early this year, and I was really nervous because the first thing was I've never done this before. And it's not the fact that I'm speaking to Tendai, it's the fact that this will go out there. You know, that's what is making me to feel nervous. But at the same time, you have to sit in the discomfort, put yourself out there, and I think that is the first step when it comes to personal branding. Put yourself out there, tell your story, learn while doing it, as I've always said. If there are mistakes you've made, learn from the mistakes. And if there are lessons you learn, because there are a lot of lessons you learn from other people, even from interacting with you. I've picked a lot of lessons that I can use in my next maybe podcast or any interaction I'll have with someone. So I'd say with personal branding is the first thing: show up, tell your story, find the best way to tell your story, and keep learning and keep I'd say making your story much better. Yeah. And yeah, so that it gives value and it tells who you are, and realize that, know that there is your perception and the way the world perceive you. So how do you merge those two worlds to ensure that you're not in your head? Yeah. And yeah, and the world is not giving you an identity that is not yours. So yeah, I think there's that line. And as I've said, when it comes to personal branding, I'm still learning. I think I should look for a personal branding strategist or those people, because I see there are a lot of people who are doing that on LinkedIn, and they're saying they help people build their personal brand, put themselves out there, become whatever they want to be. So for me, it's a work in progress. Thank you.
But I think it's a work in progress for everyone, really. Because, yeah, I might want to say, oh, well, I've got it figured out, but I don't. It's always an iteration process. You do something today, you have to, revamp it to tomorrow. So, yeah, it's always a learning journey. There's always something we can improve. But like you said, just showing up with intentionality and knowing where you stand as well. Don't just be in your head, like you said. Yeah, I love that thing, because now, if okay, like the example that you used, I went to your page and I saw, okay, Salesforce. Okay, all right. I'm not really into Salesforce, but oh, well, I can always relate because it's community after all. We always know I have something to talk about. But I also love what you're saying, that you are bringing other things that you do that we do not know about you. So yeah, please hit me up if you need some personal brand people who can help
Yeah.
uplift you.
Thank you. I wanted to say you're hired, but no, it's a conversation after
No,
the
that one is not mine, but I can link you to people who can do the job for you. Okay, so moving on, the people who are going to be watching this, our audience, they are in their learning journeys, still trying to get certifications, just trying to put themselves out there. So is there any advice you would give someone, especially in our ALX community, someone who's trying to build their or expand their professional circle? Is there any advice you can give someone like that?
Thank you. That's a good question. You've mentioned intentionality like 5 times in this call. So I will emphasize on intentionality. Learn with intention, learn with understanding. Don't learn for the sake of learning. Don't learn for the sake of getting certifications. Because now it's different when you get into the job in the job field, and you can't actually, whatever you've learned, you can't internalize it and bring out value from it, then it's a waste of time. So whenever you have time, what I would say is learn with understanding, learn with intentionality. Don't make it about certification, and learn with others, learn with the community, and I would say learn how to learn. Keep learning, because every day is a learning opportunity. Today, the system that I work with, I thought I know everything about the system, but each day is an opportunity to learn. I didn't know this feature exists. I didn't know this feature works like this. I didn't know this feature when you continue doing this, or when you follow a different trajectory, it actually breaks the system. So each day is an opportunity to learn. So yeah, and love it, enjoy the process, and make friends. That's all I can say. There's a lot to say, but personally, I love learning. I love understanding, and being an expert at what I do. And yeah, one thing that I've learned to tell myself, it's not about certification, it's about understanding. It's about your path, your pace, your lane. Because sometimes it's like a competition. No, just follow your pace, follow your lane, know what you want in life, and know what you want to specialize on. And at times you might not know. Like for me, I never knew. I just went with the opportunities that presented themselves, the way they presented themselves, and I'll go back to I normally meditate a lot and I pray. So I tell God, God, this is an opportunity that has been presented to me. Do you think this is the right way for me to go? How can I? Because I also don't jump into anything that because there's Salesforce, this one, there's cybersecurity, I want this. So I also have to be in line and in tune and know, okay, I want this, but is this right for me? And I'm being pushed to this direction. Is it a direction that I'd like to go? And I cannot make the decision alone. I consult experts and I also consult my maker. Yeah.
Consulting the maker.
Yeah.
I'm really, really grateful that you're mentioning that, consulting your maker. Sometimes that's all it takes,
Yeah.
just being in a room alone with your God and, having a conversation like, okay, give me direction, show me the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also to expand on that, for especially for the learners right now who are trying to expand their professional circles, put yourself out there. Like Eve, she saw that she needed to get out there and stop being this tech girly behind the computer and actually go there and be on the ground. You can also do that. Just take yourself out there, show up. It just takes you showing up.
Yeah.
Opportunities will present themselves. She's already mentioned that, read people up. Don't just connect with people for the sake of connecting with them. Read people up, have a touch point, within that conversation that you intend on having. And who knows, you might just, get that great connection that's going to open the doors the same way Eve's community found her and doors opened.
Yeah.
But yeah, in wrapping up, are there any specific groups, maybe LinkedIn communities or events or platforms, that you can recommend for our audience today in terms of getting engaged?
Okay, so it depends with what the learner or the community member is passionate about. So if it's Salesforce, within your country, there's Salesforce community group, Trailblazer community, you can join any of those. And let me speak about Salesforce first, because maybe the conversation comes from there. And if you're in West Africa, there's West Africa Dreaming coming up in November. So be psyched up, it's going to happen in Accra. So that's one event not to miss. And if you're in Ghana, there's also the Salesforce Hackathon, Salesforce User Group Ghana Hackathon happening in August. So that's also an opportunity to compete. And actually, the first person goes home with $500. Yeah, I mean, it's something that you're not planned for, and for a 5-hour hackathon, it's worth it. So go for it, and there are many more prizes that will come from that. So those are some of the events that I've noticed. But also, wherever you are in your country, be keen on the tech communities that are there. And if you're passionate about cyber security, go and look for something for cyber security. Software development, there's Android groups, Google there's Google user group also in different countries. So just find a community, find your skill, the skill that you want to learn, and go for a community like that. And if again you're in the Salesforce ecosystem, you're in Africa, there's Africa Ohana. It's one of the best communities you can join because it brings together all the African communities under one umbrella. You can always search online and see. You can join women in tech communities, there are a lot. So in tech, there are endless opportunities, there are endless communities, there are a lot of communities where you can learn a lot and just be a part of something. And when you're a part of it, contribute and make the community a better place than you found it. Thank you.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. And I love that you mentioned, the women in tech, because I am a proud member of that community here in South Africa. You also mentioned Google users. I'm also one of the very active community members in those spaces down here in South Africa as well. I think also, for someone who's trying to find a community, LinkedIn is a great space. You just go to your search engine and just type whatever it is that you're looking for, and you have plenty options. For people in South Africa, we have the Meetup app, and you just log in there and just register yourself, and also you use it the same way you use LinkedIn. Just search for whatever community you're looking for, and you'll meet like-minded people, virtually, even live events. It's just a whole lot of resources that we have at our disposal. So thank you so much for giving us those resources. I'm sure people will be out there looking for them, and hopefully you might meet someone who will be saying, hey, Eve, I saw you on the Networking for Impact podcast, and I took initiative and I'm finding myself here and I'm meeting you in person. We want people like that who take initiative. Now that the conversation has happened, you now have the resources. Now it's time. It's up to you. Like, the ball is in your hands. What you do with
Yeah.
this information is up to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe to
Listen.
finalize, one thing that I like to say, when you're in tech, there are many opportunities. There are a lot of meetup and everything is happening. So be keen and also cherry pick opportunities, and don't be everywhere, and you'll be bombarded with a lot of event, a lot of activity, and you don't know where to put your energy in. So be also keen and discerning to know where exactly you fit and where you can contribute. Don't be everywhere and doing everything. You'll drain yourself. So, but yeah, be excited to be part of any community that makes your heart happy, excited. Yeah, and meet
Cherry
people
pick.
on network. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, Eve has said it. Cherry pick. Just don't be everywhere. Just decide, no, I don't want to be a part of this. No, I'm going to do this because it aligns with that vision that we talked about. So, always stay true to what the goal is. And it's a great thing Eve mentioned the vision, because once you have something that you're working towards, that you're running towards, then oh no, this doesn't align with my goal. Let me sit this one out, and avoid burnouts, and if it gets too hard, take time for self-care. It's okay. It's allowed. You're allowed to take care of yourself. So thank you so much for the conversation, Eve. I'm 100% our audience is very happy, and you should be expecting those connections, those meaningful ones, not those cold follows where people just follow you for the sake of it. Please, I'll be out there checking out, like, hey, did you get our people? Did they connect with you in a meaningful way? Because we need to see our people in action. We are doing these things for the community, and we want to see people taking initiative and doing exactly what is needed. So from the Salesforce community here at ALX, I would like to thank you so much for taking your time off your busy schedule, because we know you're a busy woman, but for you to be here with us, it's amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too. I appreciate your time and I appreciate the invitation to be here. Hopefully, we'll meet. Maybe if not online again, maybe in person. I'll look for you when I come to South Africa.
Please do, please do. I'll
Thank
also
you.
pray that I meet you in person, because we have to lead by example. They have to see me and you in person, together. But thank you
Okay.
so much for your time.
That's a wrap on another episode of Clicks and Codes, powered by ALX Africa, where we're building the next generation of Salesforce leaders across the continent and beyond. If today's episode sparked something in you, hit the like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Don't just sit on the sidelines. Jump into the ALX All Access ecosystem and dive headfirst into the incredible world of Salesforce. Click that link in the description to take your first step. Your future starts now. Stay curious, keep learning, and most importantly, keep clicking forward.